And we are live, the One More Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the One More Podcast, NorCal's podcast about Persona 4 Arena, as well as Guilty Gear and other similar games. I'm Vibrating Sheep.
I'm Dasa, bro.
I'm Koopa.
I'm Payne.
Yo.
And as you've noticed, we have with us here today NC Payne, the based god of NorCal Persona 4, no offense. But yeah, we're here talking to Payne, and it's pretty exciting. I mean, we talk to him all the time, but you know, he's kind of a closed book to stream viewers and things like that. He's a kind of a quiet guy, so he doesn't really like to advertise himself, unlike certain other people. Sorry, that's it, bro.
No offense. Go on.
No, but seriously, we're actually really excited to talk to you because, you know, a lot of people don't really know you very much. I mean, you went down to SoCal and you handed them their lunches, but people still don't really know you that well. So let's get some spotlights on you there. So let's go ahead and introduce yourself, Payne. Talk to us about like how you got into fighting games in the first place.
All right. The first game I played seriously was Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection. I net played the game a lot. I played a lot of top players.
Like
used to rage a lot online too. So
oh yeah.
Net play.
But what kind of players did you go up against? I mean, were
I played some of the actual pro players online. Like,
so,
go ahead.
So like you were they the ones who really got like the competitive urge into you, or what happened?
That got me the competitive urge, and then when I played Arcana Heart 3 online, since I was like really good in that really pretty much put me into the tournament phase.
But
like
your start was pretty much all net play though, huh?
Yeah, all net play.
Tone actually has a really interesting story about how he met you, where it's like he was like, "Who is that guy? And why is he kicking all of our asses? Like, don't you know Payne? He's the king of the internet."
Yeah, I remember when I first met you too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I remember when I first visited finestko and I saw Dasa and Koopa playing Catherine, I believe.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think actually we all met each other during a Ram Nation tournament. And
Yeah,
that's definitely
that's
definitely where I invited Payne and Talon to come out to NCI, and then he did, and he was just immediately one of our best players, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's actually related to another Toad story where I think it was where you played with them with Payne and Dark Talon for like seriously 4 hours, stepped out of the room and basically grabbed Toad by the neck and went, "Where did these guys come from?"
Yeah, it's not something you usually see. Usually people that get their start on net play don't have such solid understandings of the game that fast. Usually there's like some kind of really absent part of their gameplay, but he and his brother just had that like sibling rivalry, I guess, where they just both wanted to be really good.
I want to ask an additional question to this as well. So, Payne, what made you choose kanji at first in Persona 4 Arena and then eventually switch?
Because I played Kara in Age 3 and in Guilty Gear, although I didn't play that seriously, I used Potemkin and Eddie. So I was like, I might as well keep using grapplers.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, so why the switch to Aegis then?
Well, I had Aegis as a sub. That's the plan. I was like, you know what? I think I could do a lot better if I just actually name this character.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is something to note. In any game that I've seen Payne play in, he's pretty much mastery level with all of the characters that I see him use. So it wasn't really surprising to me when he just kind of started playing Aegis and was immediately very proficient with her.
Yeah.
I know one of the personally most intimidating moments of my BlazBlue careers, and I was playing against Payne in a tournament, and normally it's a very easy matchup for my character. I was playing Bang in CS2, and it was against Lambda. But he just out of nowhere picks Makoto. I've never even seen him play Makoto, But it was a very, very close set after the swap, and it was just like it was a very surreal moment for me seeing someone just play a character I've literally never even seen him touch, and he was probably better than any other Makoto we had at the time.
Yeah.
Is the reason why you play so many of the characters in a game because of your Tekken experience by any chance?
It's from Tekken, and you can't really count this game as a game, but Mugen.
What's
Like hella characters.
Interesting.
Mugen?
Yeah.
I used to actually bet a lot of money on Mugen side tournaments. It's pretty funny. I'm serious. Like at lunch in high school, I was like, "Yo, here are the set of characters. Who's the most broken?" I got $5 on Dio.
I know, right?
Have you,
That was
have you
a
guys
good
ever
deal.
have you guys ever watched the Nico video like AI tournaments of Mugen where they just have the most arbitrary rules and they'll hit the kill button on characters if they break that rule?
That's exactly what I did. It was the greatest.
It's like one of my favorite one was the you can't speak English one where it was like Chip Enough versus like Sengoku Basara versus Rock Howard versus I think Amakusa from Samurai Showdown. It was the greatest.
You can't speak English.
The moment they speak a word of English, they get the kill button on them. So Sengoku Basara, it was Rich Body, and then he would immediately die in the intro. Rock Howard won that tournament by not doing anything. It was the greatest.
That's incredible.
I need to dig up all of those videos on Nico. They're the greatest. But anyway, back to the actual podcast. I've seen this firsthand. Dacid Bro's seen this firsthand. I think Koopa, you've seen this firsthand too.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to talk to Payne. We want to talk to you about your tournament prep, because I mean, how do you maximize your training time as an online warrior, or maybe playing against your brother all the time, things like that? Like, how do you approach training mode?
Pretty much, I watch a lot of match videos from the best players. I try to figure out some stuff that they're not doing, in which many cases I've done that a lot for King Fighters, Arcana, Tekken, Blaze Blue, etc. It usually works out for me.
Okay, and so do you just practice the same setup over and over again until you figure out like ways to get around it? Like, what do you do with setups? For example, when someone does something that you haven't seen before and you lose a match because of it, right? You did that actually at my place once. You were up until like freaking 5 a.m. the night before an NCI because 2 GB Combo had done a setup to you, and you were just like, I need to figure out everything about this setup. So you programmed the AI to do it, and then you just grinded it for seriously like 2 hours while I watched. It was kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah, I feel that that's very necessary if you really do take turning seriously. That's like a must thing to do.
Okay, would you recommend that approach to other people?
Yes, definitely. Like, some people may think it's a waste of time, but it's worth it.
Is this question specific to Payne?
It was specific to Payne, but Dacid, go ahead.
Yeah, I would definitely like to add to this. I think that Payne's approach is definitely really good. Like, taking anything from match videos, especially from Japanese match videos, like the ones you could find on Jourdal, Jourdal's YouTube. You'll find a lot of things there that you just would not be able to think of yourself. Then using that as a springboard, you can optimize. Like, you can re-optimize the setups that you've seen. For example, I know that a lot of Akihikos were not doing a lot of the things that I've been doing lately. I haven't seen them replicated anywhere, and it's because I took so many concepts from so many different Akihikos and I put them all together, and then I tried to like re-evaluate the risk reward of everything that they were doing. I asked myself, is it optimal? Is it effective? The most important questions I ask myself whenever I'm practicing any setup is, will it work in a real match? Is it worth the risk? And can I do it reliably? If I can't justify it by those 3 reasons, I won't even practice it. I try to make sure all my mix-ups are sub 25 frames if I can help it. I try to make sure that the reward is really good.
Yeah, that's how I am too.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that, though, Koopa?
I find it really interesting to spend most of your time in training mode to cater towards certain players. So I agree with Payne and like Dacid's finding videos as well. So I do a little bit of both actually.
Okay. Actually, I kind of want to segue into a related thing. Since you guys are heading to NEC pretty soon, are there any players over at NEC who you'll meet at NEC that you are specifically trying to study and train against?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
no question.
Yeah.
If I could list a few, Soji and Kirisame are definitely at the top. There's no question that they are the people to beat at NEC. They are the Japanese competition, and they play two really good characters. They're also two characters NorCal doesn't really have representation of. So I've been studying really, really hard in these matchups to try to figure out what exactly is going on with them and how Akihiko can beat them. Other than that, there's going to be Lord Knight, SKD, and that's just to like start the list of players. There's going to be a lot of amazing players at NEC.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of killers there. Like I wouldn't sleep on anyone.
Anybody that Dacid didn't list who you're particularly like studying or anything, Payne?
I was studying Banana Ken because he might happen to show up there and kill everybody.
Yeah, his Shadow Labyrinth is good.
Interesting. Okay. That leads into the next question that was supposed to be asked. So, are there any matchups that you dislike in the game, Payne? And if so, why is it? And what tips do you have for people who are facing that matchup?
Could I clarify this a little bit? Is this in the context of Aegis or just in general?
Yeah,
In the context of Aegis, since that's your main now.
for Aegis.
Yeah.
Right now, Aegis, I don't feel any matchup is unwinnable, so it's just out. Like I feel if I lose, I just got outplayed.
Okay,
But-
fair enough.
Yeah, but if I did have to say, probably the toughest matchup for me would probably definitely be Mitsuru or, I guess Chie, because obvious reasons. If
Yeah,
my
those
office
make
doesn't
sense.
get going, she kills me, and etc.
Okay, that's fair. Do you have any advice for just how people should approach that matchup then?
Try to get, if possible, try to get as many matchup experience as you can. Just like it doesn't like matter the player skill level. Just try to grind out the matchup.
Okay.
Like you can try net playing too, but I don't recommend that.
Maybe I could add to this one too. If you
go for
see
it.
if you see a lot of setups that occur in Japanese videos or just in videos outside of your region, like maybe you see Lord Knight use some kind of slick mix-up that you know will be occurring in the future, you can set that up in training mode.
Yeah,
You can use the record and replay feature, and you can set it up to use like two different choices. Like you could set it up on one of the invisible high-lows, and you could just see what options will beat both at the same time. Because you can set the replay to random, you can use choices and just study what will beat both simultaneously, and it'll really help you in the matchup. Like for example, I was able to discover with Akiko if Mitsuru is running a lot of grab or grab bait. If I do D duck into Dragon Punch, it will get me out of a lot of the situations both at the same time. And I believe there's a lot of defensive choices like that for Aegis too, where she can kind of mitigate the risk reward.
yeah, I can see that.
Payne, actually, since you have a background in being a net play warrior at one point, have you tried anything like that for studying against Soji's Teddy?
Yeah, I watched a lot of his videos actually.
Okay. What have you learned?
I learned he has a lot of setups,
Okay.
So many
and his neutral is very strong.
Okay.
Basically,
I don't-
with Soji, you can count on any given item. He will have at least 3 or 4 setups,
Yeah,
often chaining multiple items together. And the optimization is kind of incredible. Like he thinks amazingly on the fly. He'll always optimize his items. He'll play really well based on the situation, but he still doesn't give anything away. He doesn't play with like extreme patterns, and he has so many different mix-ups to run. I mean, he kind of has to. Like, a lot of characters would be very structured in their mix-up, but Teddy, just by design, is kind of a free-form character where you have to play a lot of things by ear, and he's just really, really good at playing things by ear. If I watched 100 matches of Soji, I still couldn't tell you what's about to happen next.
Yeah, it's just like he doesn't leave any gaps or holes. Just too solid.
The only times where it's telegraphed what's about to happen is when the risk reward is so steep in his favor that he can just show you it's about to be a 50-50 and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. All right, so we're moving on to the next topic if you guys are okay with that.
That's fine.
So we're pulling it back to Dacid Bro. For all the shots I fired at you in the first 3 sentences of this podcast, you did win the NCI NEC qualifier very recently.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations on that. So you're flying out to Philly to join your black anime brothers.
Yep.
But seriously though, what did you do to prepare for the tournament? Because Myung mentioned that you worked real hard for that.
Yeah, I did. A lot of what I did to train for it was what I was already talking about. Re-optimizing all of my mix-ups, re-optimizing all my footsies. I basically took everything about my gameplay and said if it's not the best that I can conceive it to be, it needs to be. It needs to change to that. Excuse me. It basically took some odd 100+ hours of just pure training to get all of my cancels 100% effectivity, all of my combos 100%. I had to learn optimal one more burst combos from every different starter if it was viable, and then learn how to improvise it so that it was not quite the same combo if I'd already used any special. Like if I'd already used an A hook, I need to make sure I don't use any A hook in the combo or it'll immediately drop. I can't use kill rush twice. Basically, I had to make sure that my mind was always focused enough to improvise any confirms from any different one more burst. I re-optimized my cross-up mix-up, added vague cross-ups. I worked on magnetism setups. I worked on new ways to bait supers. I worked on punishing every super in the entire game. And how to optimize the punish for it. Like, I invented a way to punish Aegis Shield Super.
Now, Payne, you were there for it, but you weren't entered. Did you see all of this stuff in action, though?
Yeah, I saw a good majority of it. Dacid really played his butt off that day.
Cool, cool. But was there anything that surprised you after all the preparation still, Dacid?
Yeah, actually, that match versus Severin, I thought since he had a pretty good knowledgeable match experience versus me and 2GIG, it would be a little bit easier, but that went down to the wire.
Right. It goes to show that different players play similar characters differently, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
they're not always going to be the same.
Yeah.
It seems that our one of our lovely hosts is trying to reconnect to the call.
Uh-oh.
What should we do?
Well, we'll keep going.
All right, fair enough.
Actually, while Dacid is reconnecting, I'll let the podcast know that I'm paying for this man's hotel room just out of the goodness of my heart. And by the goodness of my heart, I mean that you guys know that I'm willing to pay money to troll people. And so he's staying in DJ Cream's hotel room. And I have told him that he has to get the full anime over... he has to get the full anime over in Philadelphia. Like, Tone has talked about how he will wake up and there's just random men playing Idolmaster. And so I have instructed Daryl to get, like, the biggest people he can find and the most anime people he can find. And they will torture Dacid Bro. Hi, Dacid. Are you back?
Sounds like he doesn't have a standing chance.
So yeah, he's gonna have. They were saying that they're gonna bring out the the Art of Fighting death game, and I don't even know what that means, but it sounds amazing.
I believe Tone told me once that how it worked. Every knockdown you took a shot.
Yeah, you took a shot.
And like all the combos lead to knockdown in that game. So some people would like end matches with like 15 shots, and like, oh my god, I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's asking to die.
Oh,
Hey,
jeez.
Payne, have you actually ever been to the East Coast before?
No, I haven't.
Never, huh? So it's gonna be a fun experience, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun experience.
Oh man, hey, you better like jot down and journal all your experiences in the money matches. You're gonna get some money if you just go out there and go like, hey, my name is
Hey,
I'm Lord Knight's brother, right? Or something
Yeah,
like that.
something
can
like
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
Oh,
now.
you're back.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I apologize sincerely. My computer just absolutely out of nowhere went into hibernation, so I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know exactly what the last thing you heard or what you're talking about now,
Oh,
but I'm
nothing.
back.
Oh no,
Nothing at all.
we're just trolling. I mean, we're talking about serious things.
Yeah.
So where should I get back into this?
Uh,
Actually, so let's just keep going with the plan.
Yeah.
And so this one goes to both Payne and Acid. I mean, Persona P4 Arena has been out for a pretty long time now in terms of the current lifespan of fighting games. And how much do you think that the game has evolved from what it was on day one or when we were playing, which was day like -14?
It evolved. It improved a lot over the last few months.
It's
Surprised.
interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's hard to feel how it's improved, but if you look back at like the way that people were playing 2 or 3 months ago, it's nowhere near the same game anymore. People are not dropping anything. There's very few random circumstances that will come up where people are just like, wow, I don't know what to do now. Defensively, people are optimized. Offensively, people are optimized. I think the biggest thing is just people kept adding more and more and more to their play until we finally got to a level where it's pretty good. We're starting to become very proficient in the game.
Yeah, we keep finding out a lot of new tech too.
Yeah,
Pretty amazing.
I slowly came to realize that everyone in the game almost has. I can't think of any other term to put this, like grappler-esque Oki, but they don't actually risk their body in it, and that's the main reason I would cite for kanji being low tier in this game. So, for example, let's say Chie knocks you down, right?
Yeah.
What's the 50-50 that grapplers usually do? It's grab or meaty, right? But
Pretty
this
much.
time, you have Persona on your face, and you have to guess high or low, right? And that seemed to be the case for a lot of good characters in the game, or they have some way of forcing that situation. And I started to see that like a few months ago, but it's a lot more clear now that people are optimizing their setups and their tools. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that the game has changed in style, or is it just that people have refined their style more? Like, did you think it was going to be a defensive game and it's more offensive? Do you think it was going to be an offensive game and it's a little more defensive than you thought? Like, anything on those lines?
To me, it feels more offense. Although you can play defense, but it feels more offensive.
I think I was surprised by my character's proficiency on defense, but I think in general, I think the game is very offensive, and I don't think that that's a surprise to most people.
Yeah.
Okay. Koopa, anything to add to that?
Not really.
Okay. And so we've been talking about it a lot, but the next topic is actually NEC. And so we have to ask about, experiences that maybe past NECs, just an introduction to what NEC is and why you guys are looking forward to it so much, things like that.
Well, I don't believe anyone here has been to NEC, but we have some quotes from people who have been, or people who are endorsing the event.
Okay, let's go ahead and introduce those then. Go ahead, Dacid.
Koopa, do you have the quote from Stickbug?
Not at the moment, but I can get it in just a second.
Okay. Personally, what I've heard about NEC is that it's intending to be a tournament that is really no extra nonsense. It's supposed to just be a very high level play tournament with hopefully good commentary and a good stream, and that's just it. Like, people will come together, people will play to the best of their abilities, and then we'll hang out with good friends. That's kind of like the tagline for the event. It's not supposed to be about extra fluff, as far as I can tell. That's at least Stickbug's word for it, in a very less potent version of it. So I still want Koopa to read the real thing when he gets it.
Okay. The first thing he said to you is, NEC, it's a true fighting game tournament filled with top skilled players. No matter what the reason you come to play. Do you want anything else from that?
Yeah. What was the other half about it?
Not seeing it.
Why
What?
not?
Like, are you
Oh,
trolling when you
okay.
say
Never
this?
mind, never mind. It says no NOS girls, no Street Fighter Cross Tekken reality show, no wrestling ring, no fake hype money matches or exhibitions, no esports, no extra fluff. Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, that's the whole quote from Stickbug.
All right.
And I know that Stickbug stands by everything he said because he personally made sure that there was Japanese competition at the event. He held an NEC qualifier tournament from Japan with help from some of his Japanese contacts, and that's why Kirisame and Soji are going to be in attendance, and as well Dora for BlazBlue. So he has really gone out of his way and way out of his pocket to make sure that this event is amazing. So if you're anywhere near it, make sure you show up. If you're not, make sure you watch it.
Payne, do you have anything to add to that?
No, he pretty much covered it.
Does
Oh,
Tone
and
talk
I-
about... Oop, go ahead.
I'm taking open to money matches in Persona, so please, if you want a money match, get back to me. You can find me at Twitter, @DasaBro. We'll talk about the stakes.
Hey, Payne,
The stakes will be NOS girls.
Yes.
are you only joining Persona 4 Arena?
Yeah, I was tempted to try other games, but I've been PS3-less for too long, so
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
yeah.
That sucks. What happened to your PS3 anyway? Let the stream know.
Yellow lighted.
Is there?
There's been some kind of like PS3 curse in NorCal.
Yeah.
My PS3 just died as well.
Mhm.
And I believe at least 2 other people also
Kuba
had
had
their
to
PS3
format
die.
his.
Yeah, so all my save data is gone, and that's fun. We at least kept it alive. Payne's PS3 yellow lighted, and I think even your little brother tried to fix it, right?
Yeah, he tried to.
What happened?
That didn't end that well.
Good enough, right? There we go. So it might take a little extra to make that thing work now. So, man, the thing is, NEC is like right around the corner, so I think I'll have to lend you my PS3 Payne so you can get extra practice or something.
All right.
Alright, so like maybe this Friday I'll hand it to you, and then, it'll be clear favoritism from finestko.
I would lend you guys my PS3, but I got Tales of Exilia in, and so
Don't
yeah.
worry about it.
No, but so Dacid, are you entering BlazBlue and P4A and that's it, or are you gonna try something else?
I actually, and a lot of people have been a bit upset about this. I'm not even entering BlazBlue.
Wow.
I'm only entering Persona because at a tournament like this, because I believe I can win Persona if I play my absolute best. I think it's possible. I don't want any distractions whatsoever, and especially playing a game that is relatively similar, it's actually even worse because if I played BlazBlue, I would have the thoughts of like Barrier, I would have the thoughts of bang mix up, bang combos, all of that would be in my head at the same time, and I want a very, very clear, focused mind going into this. I actually only am entering Persona.
Do you think that will disappoint Dora because and maybe he won't show you Cosmic Bang because of that?
I don't expect Dora to be disappointed whatsoever. Me and him hung out and had a great time when we were in Japan. I don't really think he's bothered by such small things like that.
Okay.
I know that there are some people on the internet who have been very, very bothered and personally offended by the fact that I'm not entering BlazBlue. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it.
Well, I'm personally offended that you're dodging Dora, who really wants a high-stakes money match against you again.
Look, Koopa, if you played against Akira and the only match you ever played with him...
What the?
That's
There's like
coming
some
from Payne's
Payne.
mic.
I know.
There's some aliens coming out of Payne's microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good now.
Alright, go
If
ahead.
you played against Akira and you won the only match you ever played, wouldn't you quit forever? Wouldn't you never rematch him?
Yeah, that's the one.
What the?
You won the best of one, right? That's what I did with Dora. I won the best of one.
I would have did that.
You would have done the same thing? You would have beat the guy, stood up, and walked away?
Yeah, it was great. He missed his astral. I won the round, and then I got up. I walked away.
Wait. So you gave him the heart Nana.
Yeah.
I would have did that.
I gave him the heart out. It was cool.
I hate you guys for making that like a regular thing. It's the most frustrating thing ever. One of these days, I'm gonna do it against one of you, and I'm gonna walk up and say best of one.
Good.
My only mistake.
Like I did to you, Koopa? Koopa?
Fucking hate you. Go back to the persona.
Only mistake. I played against Nezu later in Shinjuku Sportsland.
Okay.
I played him a best of one. I won that match. Then I played him 2 more times, and I lost 1-2. That was my mistake. That is my only sin. I played him more. I should have quit. I should have beaten Dora 1-0, and I should have beaten Nezu 1-0, and then quit the game forever and never touched it again. That's what I should have done, and I regret it to this day. It's my only regret in my life.
I think you guys are pretty trained for SBO then.
Yeah.
Wait a second. So here's the next question then. Are you recommending this strategy to other people, what we might call the Marn? I don't even play this game! I'm done! I'm out of here!
Okay, no, in seriousness, it was great just to get to play these guys, and I really would have liked to play Dora more. And I might play Dora at NEC. I'm not sure. I haven't played BlazBlue in so long that if I played him now, it wouldn't mean much. But at the time, both he and both he and Nezu were much better than me. But I was able to get the 1 round through extremely fraudulent means. And it has been a very fun joke ever since.
Well, awesome. So there's another question that followed up on this. Have you developed any tech for the players and matchups? But I don't know if you guys want to reveal that because you're saving that for NEC.
Yeah,
but,
saving it.
Yeah. Payne, anything?
I came out with a few new things, but there's still more stuff for me to test. I don't think it's enough.
Okay,
all right.
I don't feel like there's really any reason for either of us to disclose such information at the moment. Maybe explain it after NEC would be a good choice.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on a little bit. So we're moving on to questions from the stream, and one of the first ones that I saw that was pretty interesting. Did you guys watch the Atlus Fighting Championships down in Southern California?
I rewatched the archive. I kind of expected Shay to win, but some of the people there, I was impressed with their play.
Yeah, I still haven't been able to watch it, but I was eating dinner after Hadouken, which had on the same day, and me and Willie both guessed that it would be James, Shay, and Breaker Dave in grand finals, and that Shay would win, and that was exactly what happened. So I guess everything was pretty status quo. I guess it was a very good tournament, though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And so
nice turnout too.
There was talk that you would show up, Dacid. What happened to that?
Well, I was going to, but then poverty struck NorCal much harder than I expected, and the other members of the car were not able to make it.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be me, Dacid, Talon, and I think 2GIG and Vinny.
2GIG and Vinny. They should have been part of the car, but they never were. They had other things going on, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah,
here's a troll question from Dot Shots. Oh, go ahead, Dacid.
I was just gonna add that Myung even added to throw extra money in, but it was just too poverty of a weekend, I suppose, for NorCal.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty poor weekend.
Yep.
But the troll question from Dot Shots is: Payne, before attorney, chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla?
All
Chocolate.
3.
All 3?
Yeah, all 3.
Napoleon.
Yep.
All right.
Isn't it a Cosmopolitan, not a Neapolitan?
No, Neapolitan.
Neapolitan? Okay.
A Cosmopolitan is a drink.
It's a beverage, yeah. I thought it was the same for the whatever.
You know what I mean.
Napoleon.
Napoleon.
I like my ice cream Napoleon.
He conquered many nations. It works.
I usually just have chocolate, but yeah, I'm down for Napoleon.
Yeah, I would go with the chocolate.
You're down
too.
for Napoleon, really?
I'm gonna smack all your faces when I see you.
And I'm going to have
I would prefer
signature, no
Popeye's
ice cream
fresh.
cone.
Personally, I'm gonna go to Cold Stone Creamery and I'm gonna ask if they have a Cosmopolitan.
Vodka and what is it, cranberry juice? I think.
That would be an amazing ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, if you go to San Francisco, they do have secret breakfast, which is I think rum and cornflakes. Over
Really?
at, Humphrey Slocum.
Huh.
Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm not trying to to corrupt the youth or anything like that. So, a question to what? Someone's asking about underboob. Nope, never
What?
mind.
No.
What?
But hey,
Preston is asking about who has the better underboob, Bullet or Makoto.
Nope.
Uh,
No, don't think about it. Nope.
no.
Okay.
Hey, that's it. Hang on. I think it has more meaning than what you think it is. Okay, so if you were to weigh the volume of half.
No,
Of the,
guys, we're moving on.
okay, what? What's the next question?
The next question is actually from Young, which is, what are your thoughts on Chrono Phantasma? Is it coming too soon? Is it coming just at the right time? Is it convincing you that you really need to pick up the game again? Like, what do you think about it?
Personally, I
okay.
really like the new direction. I like that they're raising the pace of BlazBlue. I think that BlazBlue's biggest problem was always that it was a little bit too slow to be viewed. I think it was always really fun to play, but not so fun to watch. I think even as a competitive player, it was often a little bit slow to watch. So I appreciate that they're raising the pace of the game, and I really like the direction they're taking with Overdrive, which is a replacement for Gold Burst. Gold Burst being a very boring defensive choice that is very easily autopiloted, and Overdrive being an offensive gambit that raises the stakes the entire match all at the same time. I think both of those changes will make the game very enjoyable. I think the game could be much more popular than previous BlazBlues as a result of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty promising.
Hey, Payne. Are you deciding to pick Lambda still, or are you gonna switch it up in BBCP?
I'm probably gonna play multiple characters, to be honest.
Okay. Are you gonna be on the bullet train? Because everyone's on it right now. Even I am.
Nah, I'm not.
Okay. Wait. That's it. But I heard you might change. Is that true?
I'm considering a few other characters. I don't know if I can actually play Bang anymore. Not to say that I wouldn't be good at him, more to say I don't feel like Bang has stable matchups. I think in every game he's had, except for CS1 where he was just decisively broken, in every game that he's been fair in, he's had consistently bad matchups with any character that is very strong in the air and can't be anti-aired.
Okay.
And I think that that's just a big problem. And past that, he can't really stabilize defensively because the only defensive choice he has that is really viable happens after he gets 50 meter. So I think that I would want to play a character with a Dragon Punch and a good anti-air. So I've been leaning towards...
Arakune.
I've been leaning towards considering Makoto and Ragna. But I'm looking at more characters than that.
Okay. Why was there a pause there, Dacid? I thought you...
Because what you said was so unbelievably stupid, I had to let the laughter pass.
Okay.
That was too good.
I miss you, Jared. Where is he? Hey, how about you, Dom? Any interest in any characters for BBCP?
Not really. I was a Lychee player back in the original when I was playing online, and then it's just that I don't know. It feels like the Lychee stuff changes massively between versions, and just like there's too much of a tier yo-yo for me to really get into the game, where you just don't get rewarded for character loyalty sometimes. Where it's like, hey, you spent the last iteration getting really good at this character. Congratulations, he's bottom 3. It's like, wait, what?
Okay.
I understand what you're saying with that for sure.
I
think
it's
that's
really
been-
demoralizing sometimes.
Those two things have been a big obstacle for a lot of people between learning their character very extensively and then having their character either change drastically or get really bad. It's been a pretty hard hit to a lot of people, especially those that have strong character loyalty. I think the tier part happens with every game. I mean, with any new tier list, with any new iteration, it's going to change pretty drastically. But I think the problem specific to BlazBlue has been the characters changing so drastically with every iteration. I think the changes have been getting less and less drastic as they've come to a more complete game, though.
Yeah, maybe they'll stop like just taking away everything that I knew in between versions. But
They better put Kokonoi in this.
God,
the
no.
next thing.
No more Yoda.
They
No,
put her in
small
this game,
characters.
instant man.
But the next thing off of that is from Kyobi, actually. Do you think that it's a bad timing for Chrono Phantasma to come out? Like, will it eat or just take away from Persona 4? Will Persona 4 eat Chrono Phantasma? Do you think they'll coexist happily? Like, how do you think it'll happen?
Personally, I don't expect. Well, here's the thing. I think it's a good time for Chrono Phantasma, but that being said, I still expect Persona to be significantly on the back burner as soon as CP does release.
Yeah.
I think this is just natural. As with any Arcsys title, whenever the new one releases, people generally will pick up the new one and prioritize it. I expect there still to be loyal Persona players. I think that some of the characters are too unique and too fun to play for that game to ever just fade completely, but I do expect it to be on the back burner. Personally, I'll still be playing Akihiko. I don't think I'll ever quit Persona.
Payne, what about you?
I'm pretty much agreeing with everything Das has said. Like, it's good that it's coming out, but I was kind of hoping that Persona like have a little bit more time to shine by itself before CP comes out. But I guess this is good too.
Okay.
Since I don't think Extend
Oops.
maxed
Sorry.
out what its full potential possibly could have been.
Well, this is like the first true sequel to BlazBlue, right? Because everything's just been in like an update essentially.
It's the first true sequel since Continuum Shift,
Yeah. Okay.
where CT to Continuum Shift was a true sequel, and now there's been so many updates to Continuum Shift, but now CP is actually a different game.
Well, there we go. So I think that's probably gonna definitely put some hype on the train.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there was one other question. It was related to characters. Okay, if I ask that.
Go for it.
Okay, the question was, how do you feel about the new introduced characters in BlazBlue CP? And any interest in those?
Let's start with Payne on this one and then go to Dacid.
Sure.
Out of the four new characters, I'll probably use Azrael because it looks fucking amazing.
Do you know how he plays?
Not sure.
I've heard he's Slayerish.
That's what I heard too, yeah.
Kinda, but I don't know.
With no command grab, so fuck that. I want my bite.
Yeah.
How about Izuyoi?
Yeah. I would probably look into using her as well.
Okay.
Especially since she has different mode changes, so that should be interesting.
She seems to be somewhat like Aegis, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's a robot?
No, she has a special meter that lets her move.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Personally, I have not seemed very interested in most of the new characters. I think Izuyoi looks interesting, but I'm not sure if it's my style. I think Azrael looks interesting, but I absolutely can never play a hop character ever, so that's not happening. And I actually know very little about Bullet, and I know very little about the other one that I don't even know the name of.
Lamine?
The crush.
Yeah, that one.
The trap, the feminine guy, the Anji, the not Anji.
Oh,
Wait,
really?
what? Anji's totally not feminine. What are you talking about?
Whatever you say. But the moment that Dacid said he was not interested in Bullet, it just something just shot me in the heart. He
Well,
isn't-
I don't play circle characters, and that character's all about spinning the stick.
I'm not
I
even
don't
saying
blame you.
anything.
I'm not
Isn't
either.
her bread and butter, isn't her bread and butter like 360A, 720B, and then like 1080D? Like, doesn't she just like mash the stick in circles? Black Mage will play her.
I'll play her. Fuck.
Wait, that sounds like playing as Hayabusa in Dead or Alive, actually.
Yeah.
Like, just do circles and churn that butter. But anyway, Koopa, anything to add to this one, or?
Underboob.
Thanks. So you're playing Makoto in the next version. Got it.
Fuck that. all right. We have some other questions in the chat. Let's go ahead and get that.
Okay, the next one actually is from Pedro Morales, and he asks, if people who maybe got into Persona 4 and kind of got to appreciate Arc System Works games, do you think that they should start playing Blaze Blue now and start thinking about what they might want to do in Chrono Phantasma? Or do you think that they should just wait until CP is out and ready to go and then pick it up then?
That's actually a really good question, but the answer is a little bit difficult. I would say if you can find anyone that will run you through the system mechanics of BlazBlue, you're going to want to get that out of the way now. The system mechanics are definitely different than Persona. The feel of the game and the way that choices just operate in the game, they're going to be way different. Getting used to barrier blocking in the air to avoid air unblockables will be very important, and it will feel very weird. And making sure that you recognize that backdash on wake up is a viable choice in BlazBlue, even though it's not in Persona, will be also very important. So figuring out a lot of the system mechanics like that will be very useful to you.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same feel with that. Like, that question's just really hard to answer.
Well, that's the thing. Like, in so many areas, you won't be able to find someone that will be able to walk you through it like that. I know Pedro is in NorCal, so he'll have no problem finding people at will. He could just talk to me. I'll work through with everything he needs.
To be fair, though, you could pick up Guilty Gear, and then some of the system mechanics, actually a lot of them, actually, carry through, and then you can probably bring it to BBCP.
It's true. You could do that. It won't be a perfect translation, especially in the way that these things operate. Like, a lot of the system mechanics are the same, but the way you use them is like polar
Different.
opposite.
And so, coming from that too, what about Gagak plus R?
What?
GGAC plus R.
Gagak.
Gagak.
Guilty Gear Accent Core plus Reload.
Gagak.
It looks like a really good game.
Okay.
I'll mess with that after NEC.
I think
Yeah,
I
that's
had
pretty much where I'm
a.
at.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. I think I had a. Fuck. I had like a recent tier list that someone posted to me of that game. Like, it just came out on the Japanese BBS or something like that. And
Okay.
Well, I can't seem to find it on me at the moment, so give me a moment, and I'll try to find it somewhere. Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
but do you think that the same kind of questions apply? Do you think that it'll just cannibalize the existing Arc System Works fan base? Do you think that it'll bring a lot of old people back out of the fold and back into the fold? I mean, like what is that? What does the release of the game mean to you guys?
I don't think it means so much for BlazBlue and Persona players. I think it could change Persona more than BlazBlue, but I know that BlazBlue has always been pretty distinct from Guilty Gear. It was not received very well by Guilty Gear players to begin with, so I would expect most of the Guilty Gear players to continue playing Guilty Gear, and I don't think most of the BlazBlue players will say, I'm not going to play BlazBlue anymore because this new Guilty Gear came out, because even though they're made in the same image, like they're both an air dasher, they have a lot of the same mechanics, but the way that they play, the pace of them, and like the knockdown game, everything about them is very different, actually. So I don't expect them to cannibalize each other the same way that Persona and BlazBlue could. That being said, I do expect a lot of Guilty Gears to come back, and there's already plenty of evidence for that, such as the Guilty Gear high stakes tournament that just occurred this last weekend. That tournament had like $2,000 in it, and it was kind of a nice like return to Guilty Gear. I expect a lot of people to play Guilty Gear, especially with the new one that's about to come out.
Random story on Facebook, by the way. Did you guys see Hell Pockets' post where he's like, my first match on Guilty Gear in like 10 years, and who is it? Frickin' Marlin Pie.
Are you serious?
Damn. Marlin.
And Hell Pockets
That's
plays
hilarious.
Kai, I think.
It was a great little post there. It kind of was just like, I wonder who's still playing this game. Oh God, it burns. Oh jeez. Okay, are you ready for a troll question, Payne? It's been repeated enough times that I think that there's a way for me to phrase it.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So apparently, near NEC there is a Popeyes.
Okay.
Do you think that will give you enough power? Do you think that will give you enough power to defeat Soji? You do the Popeyes power up?
As long as Soji eats no Japanese food.
Possibly.
What do you think it'll take?
Yeah, what would you have to order from Popeyes?
I probably like. I think I might have to order the whole menu. Stand a chance.
Wow.
The whole menu.
The whole menu.
My God, is that like 50 chicken strips and like 18 mashed potatoes?
Pretty much.
Yo, Payne, one of these days when I get a car, you and I are gonna go eat Popeyes together. I'm like, yo, man, I'm hella hungry for fried chicken now because of the stream.
Yes.
I'll be like, Payne, I'm coming over to Vacaville. Let's go.
We gotta get us some churros too.
Oh, yeah, man, I missed that stuff. I remember, like, after every freaking Ram Nation, it was like, hey, get some churros. Not one, not two, five. Five churros.
5 churros.
America can only defeat the international competition with the aid of Popeyes and churros.
Yeah.
Toad has offered you to get the entire Popeyes menu as long as you beat Soji.
All right.
And you have to credit Popeyes and you have to credit Tone because of that.
Yes,
You have to give Popeyes some shout-outs at that point.
They do that.
All right. So if you guys want to address the question, if you want to address the question for the tier list I was talking about, it's in the chat now. I'll repost it for a hell of it. And I mean, I'm not sure how accurate this is gonna be. It came from the Japanese BBS, so.
I'm just looking at it and going, what the hell? Chip and Faust are top 2?
Yeah.
How does that work?
No,
There's
no.
135. It's Zappa?
That's Zappa.
Zappa?
It's because they increased his what was it? They made his sword skills better
game?
or something. Yeah, I heard about that. And then Jam has even matchups across the board, so fuck you, Dacid.
Yes, that's exactly what I want. That's what I want in any character.
Hate that shit, man. You only get like 0.5 bad matchups. So,
Oh my God, I picked the perfect character.
yeah, let's see. Potemkin got a lot worse according to this tier list here.
Yeah, and somehow they made Eddie bad. Like, they tried for 4 iterations to make Eddie bad, and they finally succeeded. What happened? Let's see. Cliff beats him a little bit. Zappa beats him. Eno beats him? Dizzy beats him?
This is a pretty confusing tier list if you don't know Guilty Gear, and I honestly don't know that much, so I still find it confusing.
I'm so... What? I don't understand this.
Well, Dizzy got a lot better, apparently. They buffed everything, they buffed, like, a lot of things in average or something. Let me see. She's 122.5 according to the point she racks up.
Okay, I kind of understand theoretically why Zappa beats Johnny 7-3, because Zappa's too short for Johnny to hit him.
Okay.
I understand that. But, really? What happened to Johnny? Johnny used to be amazing. Oh, he's mid-tier still. Okay, that's good, that's good. Mostly even matchups.
Seems like they're taking steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's like about, I want to say 8 people in, I would call 8-ish tier, which is pretty nice.
That's good.
Yeah. Whereas I think currently in GGAC, top tier at the very top is Eddie. Second would be Testament.
Those
Third,
guys are both S tier.
Yeah. And then third would be like Milia, and I think Slayer's there, and Potemkin. So that's around what we generally agreed upon, I believe.
I think Zappa has also become very strong.
Yes.
By popular opinion.
I don't understand this game anymore, man.
Well, it's going to be fun, and I hope people pick up Guilty Gear in the future. Like Dacid, so I can play him.
Yeah, I'll be playing Gem.
Okay. Fucking.
I'll see if my like XX vanilla combos still work on Faust.
Oh, dude. Hey, Dom, you used to play Faust, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be happy then. Faust got better. I mean, that seems to be like the incredible popular opinion. Like,
Hey, wait, Dom. I actually have a really important question for you.
What?
Do you know Faust's item order?
There is no item order.
Okay, good. He's a perfect character for you. You don't have to memorize it this time.
Unless you're Gold Faust, and then the order is meteors, 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 meteors. Repeat.
How does he know that? He's not a fraud.
You've done some homework since last time.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see if you have any other questions addressed to any of the people on the podcast. Oh, we actually have one now. Is this actually serious?
What?
Just ask it. Who cares?
Oh, here we go. I mean, this is kind of already addressed, but Payne and Dacid, now that you actually played the game for a while, what do you feel are the worst and best matchups for you personally in P4U?
Do you want to go first, Payne?
You could go first.
Okay. I would say that my personal worst matchups are Naoto is probably first. I think I don't personally feel like there's any character that gives me specific problems in Persona, but I feel like my character has the most difficulty with Naoto of the cast. But I've learned some really important options in that matchup that help to stabilize it. I think that any character that does not have a way to option select Goal Burst as Naoto is standing up has serious problems with that matchup. But thank God Akiko does. So even that I think is only like 4-6. And I feel like Mitsuru and Aegis are very unstable matchups. Past that, it probably doesn't get much worse than like 4.5 for my character. So not too much as far as difficult matchups.
All right.
For me, I'll have to say Teddy for obvious reasons. Never really played a good Teddy. Second would probably be Misuru, and that's because she's just really solid overall. And then third character, I'll say Aegis, because 2B pretty much decides that matchup. Silly.
Actually, I would add two more things. I think Yosuke is pretty hard to control for Akiko. It's kind of a character that you can't beat at neutral. And as a result, Akiko kind of struggles when he doesn't have any meter, especially since if he mashes DP during my mix-up, I have to call it pretty hard compared to a lot of characters that can make it whiff by default. And I feel like Teddy can go wrong very fast in a way that's kind of uncontrollable. So I think those matches might also be 4-6.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see here. Koopa just linked the same thing again, so never mind. Anyway, well, not just. Is there anything else left, you guys, or should we start winding down?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know if the stream has any more really important questions.
Well, they can ask me a few more if they really want to.
Actually, I have a question. So, how useful is it to have Dark Talon in the same house as you, Payne?
It's pretty good because I know there's a lot of players out there that have brothers that are not into the same type of games. Like, I witnessed that a lot.
But then because he isn't in the same kind of games, you guys can kind of like use your sibling rivalry to implement the game? Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Does he ever rage at you? Like, does he just rage quit and just get out of there? Do you ever do that to each other?
Nah, not really.
There's no table flipping or anything? Stick throwing?
Nah.
I don't know if you can call it a sibling rivalry anymore. I mean, unless they have like a highly publicized money match on television, you can't call anything a rivalry these days, right, Dacid?
Right. Well, rivalries is kind of a funny thing because sometimes you don't even know that you're like part of a rivalry, but then it really exists in other places. It's all a matter of perspective. Like recently, I found out that my match with Bond in SoCal meant a lot more than I knew. Apparently, the entirety of SoCal was playing him up as a Dacid Bro killer since he beat me in a BlazBlue tournament. So when I played him again, and I didn't really think much of it when he beat me. When we rematched, Naoto versus Akiko, and I came out on top at the NEC qualifier tournament. Apparently, it hit him pretty hard, and he hasn't really been seen since. So rest in peace, Bond. I didn't mean to kill you. Please come back.
You've killed the scene in SoCal, bro. What the heck?
I killed Persona.
Can I quote you on that?
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
I quote him on that. Hey, Dacid.
Hmm?
What did the humping Chies say to the Dacid, bro?
Oh, shit.
Probably flub as they flop around on the floor.
They actually say baby, 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 baby.
All right, so
We're done. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
all right, I agree. Good way to end it.
The one more
Yeah.
podcast comes to a screeching halt.
As always, thanks, Koopa.
No problem.
I had fun.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody. See you after NEC, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and that was the end of the One More podcast. I'll see you guys later.